Hello, happy Friday. Who else is ready for the weekend? Oh my gosh, I was like, George, can you make me a fire in the fireplace tonight? And can we just like drink hot chocolate and put up the Christmas tree or something? Because it has been a very busy week. I don't know if Angela's here, but she's been right there with me. We've been working on the HB90 planners. Renee's been working like crazy. We have just all been doing all the things. It is pretty crazy, but we're getting it done. It's happening. What we're going to kind of talk about today. Well, first, I do want to get to the questions because there are some questions hanging out in the Discord server. I added to the bottom of my phone, I have this sticker in my case that says Death by TBR. And then I went to the Hello Kitty cafe, like food truck in Las Vegas, and they had so much cute stuff. And they had this phone charm thing. So I've just been like carrying my phone like a purse and I love it. But the problem is whenever I'm on like video chat with people, it's like clank, clank, clank. I have a very loud phone these days. But I am going to pull up the Discord chat. Still editing a video I was supposed to have up on Wednesday. Well, Maple, sometimes comments like this make me feel better about my life because, I could put this goes well with our chat about 2025. I could put half as much stuff on my plate. This is true. And if I did, maybe everything would get done on time and no one would be disappointed in me and no one would send me nasty emails. But it is a constant issue to not take advantage of all the amazing opportunities, despite the fact that I know my plate is full. And also, Angela says I had you muted. Oh, we were talking about you and how much help you gave me this week. I really appreciate it. I always put too much on my plate too. And I am a full plate kind of person. I think I've talked about this before. Oh, I looked up and it said 222. Yay. Just for a moment, 222. We were there. It's one of those things that when I realized very quickly when I went to college, because in high school, I was the girl who was the youngest ever drum major of the marching band and president of the debate team. And, it was small. I was a big fish in a small pond. It's like there was a lot of opportunity because there weren't as many people. And so I did everything. I did all state band, all state choir, all state, literary, like every event that I could do, Spanish club, 4-H, like I was involved in all of it. And so I was busy all the time. And I was also very active in our local church and volunteer work at the nursing home and different things like that. Like I was always busy and I loved it. And I went off to college and I was super busy as well. But I was in the marching band. I was a double major. I had a lot of things going on. And I had a voice teacher sophomore year that basically was like, you're doing too many things. You're not spending as much time on your music as you should. And you're a voice student. You should be in the practice room this many hours. You shouldn't be doing this other stuff. You have to quit band. And they made me quit band. And, in a way, there's a part of me that looks back on that and is like, could they really make me quit band? What were they going to do? Kick me out of the program? No, they were just being all threatening. I should have stayed in. I loved the marching band. But anyway, they made me quit the band. They made me quit a bunch of stuff. And what happened to me? I got so much less done. I was bored all the time. I fell into a lot of sleeping and oversleeping. I don't know. I became super lazy. I was like lazy Sarah. And it was like, what has happened to me? Oh, what instrument did you play? So when I was in high school, I played the flute. Ever since 5th grade, we got to choose a band instrument. I played the flute. They wanted me to play the clarinet. I said, no, I'm playing the flute. And when I say they, I mean my band director. He was like, you're going to play the clarinet. And I was like, no, sir, I am playing the flute. I have been in love with the flute my whole life. So I played the flute. And then when I went into marching band, I was in the band with the piccolo, teeny tiny little piccolo. And then I became the drum major in 10th grade. So I was drum major of my high school band for 3 full years, which is almost unheard of, but was so fun. By my senior year, I was creating all the charts. I was putting all the music together. I was running the entire thing. And the band director just sat in the band office. It was so fun. I loved it. When I went off to college at Vanderbilt, I also played the flute there, but I also played the saxophone because it's the same fingerings as the flute, but just a reed instrument. So I played that, but I also played organ and I played piano since 3rd grade. So saxophone and trumpet, those are 2 very different instruments. That's cool though. I feel like most of my best friends in my life have played the French horn or the mellophone. Let me know if there's any French horn players in here. My sister played the French horn. My best friend Kelly played the French horn. My best friend and roommate in college played the French horn. I'm a French horn best friend kind of girl. George played the snare drum in marching band. And somehow we have ended up with 2 children who are not that interested in music. And I'm just sort of like, wait, this is my fault. And I have to say, well, I know, I feel like I'm just running over a bunch of different, we're just chatting. It's like when you get together with your friend that you haven't seen in a week and you're just sitting on the couch and you're like, but this and this and this. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know how we ended up with kids that aren't playing instruments, but I will say George and I will celebrate our 15th wedding anniversary on the 19th. And several people have been like, where are you going away to? And I have to remind them that we don't have anyone to keep our kids. So it is nice when couples can go on cruises and do fun stuff like that. But George and I are keeping it in the family because we don't have like in-laws or somebody that can keep our kids. So we hang out with the kids. I actually will be live on the 19th for 2 hours for co-working for HB90. So come hang out with us if you're an HB90 alumni or if you're joining us for this time. But yeah, 15 is so exciting. Yay, you just had your 10th. Congratulations. Yeah, well, neighbors, you wouldn't want to leave your kids with the neighbors for days, right? That seems weird. Do people do that? I don't know. We do have a babysitter, but we actually looked into if we kept her overnight and went just overnight somewhere, but like paying a babysitter overnight plus staying at a nice hotel, I was like, I think we'll just take the kids with us everywhere. But we will probably go, save up the super things. That's so sweet. Auntie Angela's house. Oh my gosh, I would love that. That would actually be super fun. 15th is a quindecennial. I am very excited. 25 years, Jana. Oh my gosh. Oh, and you went to Asheville, which is so beautiful. And they're struggling so much. Rana just celebrated 7th year of divorce. Oh gosh. Let's see. What year did I get divorced? I got divorced for my first husband. I got divorced the year that I turned 30. I filed for divorce on my 30th birthday. So I'm at 17 years of divorce and 15 years of married to the right guy. My parents, who, I don't really talk to now, but my parents have been married for a very long time. They have been married. I'm trying to think. I think they got married in like 1970, somewhere around there, 1969 or 1970. My parents have been married for over 50 years, which is crazy. Coming up on 18th. Hey, Tijuana, glad you made it. Oh my goodness, 33 years, 38 years, been together since you were 13. LA, I love that. When people are like, oh, nobody can find their person that young, but like sometimes you do, which is so exciting. Yeah, congratulations to everybody. 29th anniversary on the 16th. So ours will be, oh my gosh, look at all these, 31 years. I love it. That is so, and I realize how young I really am. Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love this story too. Met your husband playing the original EverQuest, been married 21 years. I met my husband playing the second EverQuest, which they actually have just started talking about in EverQuest 3, by the way. I'm watching the news. I'm very excited. I would definitely rather be single than married to the wrong guy. That is so true. I'm so lucky that I found my right person. And whether you're single or you're married, we celebrate you this holiday season. But yeah, we have been married for 15 years, and I've been trying to think because George keeps asking me, what do you want for a gift? And it's hard to choose. Like, I don't know. I have always wanted like a Louis Vuitton or a Prada bag. Some of you watched my vlog. I went to the Prada store in Las Vegas, and they had like one of my dream bags. And they only had one left in the entire world. Basically, I think there were 3 left in the whole world, and they had one at that store, but it was so expensive and I just couldn't really justify it. It was just too much. But I thought about getting a bag, but then it's like, it's a bag, it's like not something the whole family can enjoy. Prada or not a baby. Exactly. Like, I would love to have a Prada bag. I would love it. And who here is going to meet their love of their life playing EverQuest 2? I love it. I'll see if I can pull up a picture of this Prada bag. My friend Ines Johnson and I were walking down to the Hello Kitty store, and she was trying to get her steps in. I was just trying to get to Hello Kitty. We walked for 2 hours, like all the way down, all the way back. We went into Louis Vuitton, we went into Prada, and I was like, you don't happen to have the holiday bag from like 2 years ago that has the red interior Napa leather? And he's like, let me go in the back and check. And he had it. I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. Here's the bag. Let's see if I can restart this video. So I can get it better. So this is the bag. Can you see this? It's cute. It's their typical like typical Prada double zip bag. Like, it's their Galleria bag. It's so cute. It's the small one. So it would be just like the perfect little bag to carry around. And it has, the thing that gets me is that it has the red interior. It's just I just love it. It's like soft. I don't know. It's beautiful. I did not buy it. And it's all good. I did think about, what if we went and bought some kind of, like, I have an outdoor chair that I spend a lot of time in when I go in there. And George and Andrew and Evie want to all come sit with me, but we don't have other furniture out back. So I thought about, what if we just got some really nice furniture for the back patio, but it's like December, which is the coldest month of the year. So I don't know about that either, but I was thinking for 15 years, maybe we should do, this is so funny, but I think it would fit. And that is going to be my purse carry, Crystal. So that's a good point. Yeah, I knew what the price was going to be. He's like, do you know what the price is? And I was like, yes, the price is probably about $5,000. He's like, yes, you're right. It's about $5,000. And I just could not justify $5,000 on a purse. Although no judgment on anyone who does. Like I said, I have a good friend who every time she releases a book, she buys herself a designer purse. And I love that, because it's just this idea of like, I have worked so hard for this. I'm going to buy myself this one thing, but it's just also, it feels so luxurious. I don't know. It's too much money. Maybe buy it when you hit 100K. Megan, I love that. That's a good idea. I like that you also said when and not if. I would love to hit 100,000 subscribers over on my other channel, so you never know. Crystal is the traditional 15th anniversary gift. We never have really done traditional gifts, but somebody else told me that too. Like a push present. We also did not get, I didn't do, George's like, am I supposed to buy you a push present? I'm like, no. Like L'Oreal says, you're worth it. Oh my gosh, I love it. Something I did buy myself, which is unrelated to anniversary stuff, is raise your hand if you watched my planner lineup video that came out this week, because it was an hour-long video and it's all pure joy. It's just pure joy. A push present, Vanessa, is like, I don't know how long this has been going on, but apparently it's something rich people do. I don't know. It's a present for when you push out your baby. So basically it's just a present from the husband or partner when you have your baby, as like a way to say, good job on giving birth. I don't know. George was like, am I supposed to do this? Because we were watching a show where the girl got like a Escalade Cadillac for pushing out her baby. And I was like, he's like, am I supposed to get you a push present? I'm like, the baby is the push present. That is very nice when people do that for their wives. But I did not ask for that. You've watched it twice so far. I love it. Only get the mental image of birthing a purse. Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh, thank you, Crystal, gifting a Sarra Cannon membership. I love it. Yeah, the baby's the gift. Like, I'm cool with that. We also went, I think it must have been last Friday night, right? Did I tell you guys I was going to have dinner with friends last Friday, or it was Saturday? We went to a friend's house that George knows from church, and they have a baby that is only like 5 months old. And I walked in the door. Radar was like, "Can I find the baby?" And she was like, "Yes, if you could take him for a minute so I can finish dinner." I'm like, "I will take him for the rest of the night." And she's like, "He doesn't really stay with anybody else. He only likes me." That baby fell asleep on me. He didn't want to leave me. We were holding on to each other. He was cooing. So sweet. Love babies. I love babies. Baby fever. I know I'm too old for baby fever, but it was beautiful. If any of y'all have babies and you just need someone to come hold the baby for a little while, I'm your person. Okay. So I do have this gorgeous Hobonichi weeks. We're going to talk a little bit about 2025 plans, and I'm going to answer some of your questions too, but I love babies. I wish that I could have another one. If we have said so many times, if I was like 10 years older, we would have another baby, because I would have loved to have had more, but I'm grateful for the 2 ones that I have. But I will say, one of my friends from college just had a baby. She's almost 48, or she is actually now 48. So some people have babies later. Hobonichi weeks with the cherries. Thank you to everybody who sent me links to this, because I was not planning to buy a Hobonichi weeks. And then I got like 50 people were like, "You have to get this." So this is going to be the planner that I carry in my purse. And I know that I'm going to keep my budget stuff in here, but I also was thinking, maybe if you've never seen one, I feel like this lighting doesn't give good to it, but it has like a horizontal layout on one side and then blank grid page on the other side. I was thinking of tracking meal planning and fitness and stuff in there. But the problem I have with that is, if it's in my purse, I know already what's going to happen is I'm going to take it out of my purse to track my fitness stuff. And then I'm going to forget to put my wallet back in my purse. And then I'll get somewhere and I'll be like, I don't have my ID or my credit card. So I don't know. I might need a different planner for that, or I'm only going to put my fitness stuff into Notion, which we're going to talk about. My tarot journal for the year is going to be this 2025 B6 Common Planner, which is the same one I used this year, except this year I used B6 that was half year and then the second half year, so it was split into 2. So this year I'm using this one, and I used a vertical one last year, and now I'm in the horizontal one. Sorry if this is extra for those of you that have seen that one, which is the same exact layout as the Hobonichi weeks, just a little bit bigger. So I'll be keeping track of all my tarot stuff in this, and I'm going to be setting this up soon. And I'm very excited to do my yearly tarot reading. And, in previous years, I have hired or paid for a tarot reader to read my cards for the year. And what I mean by that is, like, here's your card for what you're going to be going through in January. Here's your card for what you're going to be going through in February. And it has been in previous years, like when Tanya was doing my readings, pretty darn accurate. Like, I will say, she was always super, super accurate with it. Last year I did a different person and it was not super accurate, I will also say. So I don't know if I'm going to do it next year or if I'm just going to do it myself. Like, I don't know. But if anybody knows of somebody great to do tarot readings that is selling like yearly readings, let me know. But I might just do it myself. I know a lot of people do that. That would be a good idea, Lori. Maybe what we could do is just do a full year setup of this and talk about it and just do it yourself. I just don't work with Tanya anymore. We kind of just, I think we just, it's private stuff, but I just don't work with her anymore. But if she is running tarot readings for the year, I don't know anymore. But if she is very accurate. So you could check her out. Kelly Ann Maddox. Okay, I'm writing it down. She's on YouTube. Thank you. Then I also have, instead of using the ritual planner for next year, I'm going to be using the the same as the B6 Common Planner, except this is the traveler's notebook size of it. Same exact layout. And with this one, I'm going to be doing my scripting in here. So anybody that wants to keep up with scripting in 2025, so hard to say that. It's just like, oh my gosh. Remember like back in the day when 2020s felt like so far in the future, you can't even imagine it. Like it's so wild to me. This cover is one of my favorite covers of all time. This is the Kiki K Life is Wonderful cover. I have it in A5 notebook cover and in A5 rings. And this one was a gift from a subscriber. So thank you again for that. I have my little champagne charm on there. So I'm going to be keeping up with a lot of my tarot stuff for next year. But I wanted to show you guys that had watched my tarot or my planner lineup that I'm going to be franken planning my own Erin Condren HB90 like combination, and my hole punch got here today. So a lot of people were asking me like, can you show me the hole punch? And I'm not going to recommend it till I know for sure it works, but I did punch this one just strip when it got here just to see if it matches, and it's perfect. So I'm very excited. I'm going to be printing out my own planner. So I might be tracking my fitness in that. Oh, Sarah, my Easy Life Planner just came in today. Your very first one. I love it. So fun. So many things. Back to the Future was in 2015. They all had flying cars and hoverboards and who knows? So we're going, I am still using my Kiki K wallet for the Hobonichi. So it's a black, I have a black one and I have a, like a rose gold tan one, kind of, I don't know if it's tan so much as like salmon colored, but I'm going to be using the black one for the Hobonichi. That's why I'm kind of like, because I'm going to keep my cards in there and my, like my ID and everything. I don't know that I want to put my fitness stuff in that planner because the fitness planner needs to be something I can access at the house. I don't know. Anyway, okay. 23 minutes of random chatting and we are getting to the point. So how am I going to reset my life for 2025? For one thing, I have not fully started this yet. George and I are starting some of this stuff starting this weekend, actually probably starting today. Where do you usually purchase Hobonichis from? So I bought my Hobonichis this year from the Hobonichi store in Japan, but you can get them on Jet Pens. Sometimes you can get them on Amazon. You can find them on Etsy as well from just people that are reselling them, but Jet Pens is a really good place to get them. So yeah, good stuff. Okay, I'm going to turn to my Friday Coffee Chat questions because I know they've been piling up since beginning of November, but we're getting there. So I'm going to answer these and I'm going to talk specifically about the steps that I'm starting this weekend to reset my life for 2025 because I have some very specific steps that I'm going to follow, and I will be doing like a part 1 and part 2 reset video over on heart breathings for this as well. The rando chatting is my favorite part of Friday. I know, it's just like friends hanging out, which also I'm going to have after this live stream, I'm going to do a YouTube short for my members telling you about an opportunity to actually come and hang out with me in person in March. So you're going to be the first to be invited. Eventually everyone will be invited, but I'm going to tell you guys about it first. So be ready. All right. Casey said, what is the name of the gel pen inserts that you like? I bought the EC Inspire pen, but I don't love the insert. It is, the Pilot Precise V5 RT, the refillable ones, Pilot Precise V5. Amazing. And they fit in the Erin Condren pens. They're my favorite. Laura, what's your opinion on fan fiction? I would love some female friendships in your books, and I'm getting ideas for female stories, but are you okay with writing fans writing fanfics of your characters? I am actually totally fine with it. I don't know very many people who have written fan fictions of my stories, but if you have ships going on in your mind, right away, do it. I can't promise that I will read it because there can sometimes be like legally weird stuff about people being like, she took my idea and wrote it into book 12. And I don't want to put myself at risk in any way for that. But if you want to write it and post it to Wattpad or Royal Road or your own website or whatever, go for it. Just, of course, be aware of copyright issues if you were trying to publish it, that you don't use my characters' names and stuff like that. But Yes, I encourage it. Go for it. Now I want to know who you're shipping. Existential chaos. Oh no, wrong one. Rosin says, at what point in the process of writing a new book do you start sharing with your critique partners? Has this changed over the course of your writing career? And any advice for authors who are still trying to figure out when their work is ready for feedback? So back when I used critique partners, it was just a weekly thing. So I would just write whatever and pass it right off to them every single week. For a while in my critique world, what we would do is, at first there are 3 of us. There eventually became 4 of us in the group, but at first there were 3 of us. So it would just be like every 3 weeks you would get your chance. So it would be like Jen's week this week, and then Erica's week next week, and then everybody would read Sarah's stuff. But then sometimes we would just be like, everybody who has something, go ahead and submit it. So I think when it comes to critique partners, if you are with a group that you feel comfortable letting them read your drafts, that can be transformational, especially when you are unpublished yet and you're still trying to get your feet under you, because you can figure out what's working and what's not working before you've just like sat at your own computer for 3 years trying to figure it out. It gives you a lot of feedback, because you might have talents and things that you're really, really good at that you don't even know you're good at. Like, oh, you're so good at description. Maybe you don't know you're great at description. Maybe you don't know how great your dialogue is. And then someone else is going to tell you it's good. And then you can lean into that more. Or they're going to tell you your dialogue's great, but this description is way too long, or you have way too much backstory. So then you haven't like edited something crappy a million times because somebody told you it was crappy. But it really depends on how much do you trust your group and how much are they great. Oh, yay, you hired Faith. She is so good. You're going to love her. She's fantastic. I'm very excited for you. Did you tell her that I sent you over? Every once in a while, she'll send me an email and say, thank you so much for sending some people to me. She's amazing. So I think it can be hard to figure out when your work is ready, other than just to say start before. Oh, Mila Rose, send me an email, please. If you offer yearly tarot readings, please send me an email, sarah@sarracannon.com. I feel like sometimes you just have to jump in, but you just have to find the group that you feel safe jumping in with. And you can probably find that person here in our community or in the Heart Breathings writing community if you need a critique partner, that you can tell them, I'm nervous, I'm scared, but I want to get started and I want to start sharing. And I think the earlier the better for critique partners. I don't use critique partners anymore, other than George, if you count that, just because of timing and not being able to find the right people. But I use beta readers, but they don't get it until the book is edited and ready to go. So it's a little bit of a different process now. But back then, we just had regular weekly meetings, and I just put stuff up all the time for years. And that was super, super helpful to me at the time. Existential chaos. How do you approach your world building in a way that doesn't feel overwhelming? I have a lot and sometimes feel like I have no clue where or what to start on. So go follow Leslie Penelope on YouTube for one. She has a lot of really great stuff on world building, which is really great. And there are guides out there. There are books out there. If you want to get started in one place, there is, especially if you're writing a series, if you're on my Heart Breathings writing list, there is a workbook that's for free that gets paired with a video series on YouTube from a few years ago called How to Plan Your Series. And in that workbook, there's a bunch of stuff on world building, but it's really easy to digest. That would be a really great place to start if you haven't downloaded that free workbook. If you're not on my newsletter for Heart Breathings, it's just heartbreathings.com. Sign up on that homepage and you'll get a link to the resource library, which tomorrow we're doing Plan Your 2025 writing schedule, and the brand new workbook just went live for that on the page. Okay, I'm going to answer one more. And then I'm going to move to my list. So L Page says, how did you initially meet and connect with your critique partners and or beta readers? So my very first critique partners ever were from my Romance Writers of America group. And there aren't as many of those active groups now as there used to be. Yay, Joshy Crins. It's not me setting a reminder for the Planning Your Writing live stream, even though I'm not writing a book. Come hang out with me anyway. I love it. It's going to be really fun tomorrow, I think. So I love that. So found my critique partners through a local writing group. And then my second set of critique partners, which were my longer term amazing critique partners I found through the local NaNoWriMo group. So kind of that group started to come together through a Craigslist post, but we're talking like this was 16. I wasn't even married yet. The live stream, yeah, tomorrow at 2 p.m. I answered. I can't remember now if it maybe was, I don't know if Jen is here, but Jen might have, I met Jen through NaNoWriMo, and maybe she answered an ad on Craigslist from somebody saying they were looking for a critique group. And that's how we met our friend Erica. But there also was another person that was in that group that didn't really vibe with our group. So we ended up parting ways with her. So sometimes it'll work and sometimes it won't. But you can find critique partners in the Discord server. There's a section for connections that you can say, I'm looking for somebody that writes similar to me or whatever. Heart Breathing's writing community. Find people that you're on live streams with, that you're talking to a lot, that you seem to get along with. Like here, if you're like, oh, I write spicy dark romance, and somebody else is like, me too, then maybe you might get together and do some critique partner stuff. But it usually comes from those kind of connections, right? Like posting in groups that you trust, trying to find the right thing, and it could be hit or miss. So don't be afraid to step away from a group and say, this isn't working for me, because sometimes it won't. Inside my Publish and Thrive group, we just did mastermind connections, where it's just a bonus that we tried out this year for the first time. And with the exception of a handful of groups, it is going super, super well. Lots of amazing feedback. Some groups that have found like their people talking all the time, meeting up. So some groups are working out great. A handful of groups didn't work out at all. So it's going to be like that. But if you want to join Publish and Thrive in February, we'll be doing another mastermind matchup, and this one will be even better. So come join us if you want, and you can choose in there if you want to click a button that says, I'm not looking for marketing advice. I'm specifically, yay, Tabitha, I'm so happy to hear that. If you say I'm looking for a critique group, and we will try to pair you with more of a critique group than a marketing strategy group. So that will be available for you as well. Okay. Let's go. Oh, Rosin says the same thing. Yay. I love my mastermind group. We're getting a lot of really good feedback on the mastermind groups. And I'm telling you, George probably spent no less than 40 or 50 hours putting those together. So shout out to George, because he really put a lot of time and thought into it. It didn't turn out to be exactly what everybody wanted, but by and large, the majority of people do. There will be a form in Publish and Thrive coming in probably early March that will be how you can sign up. So you'll get another chance. So thank you for the good feedback on that. Okay. How am I going to reset for 2025? I have big goals. So Publish and Thrive will be open signups in January, run in February and March, and probably early March, when we get to like week 3, week 4 of the process, we will start the pairings. So it's coming soon. Reset time. Oh my gosh. I feel like I've said this before, but this time I mean it. I'm so sick of my own BS. There are so many things that year after year after year, I'm like, I got to get this together. I got to get this together. But you know what the problem is? There's multiple problems, but one of the biggest problems is that when I think about the things I want to change about my life, what I'm really saying is, here's all the things I want to add to what I'm already doing. Like, I need to be me, but just like super me, I want to be Sarah and keep doing all the stuff I'm currently doing, but like better, right? And that is often the way that I'm thinking about the new year. Well, this version of Sarah is going to be somebody who sleeps more and takes better care of her health and works out more often and, makes time to read and magically writes more books and all this stuff. But then when I start looking at what's on my plate, I don't actually want to stop spending as much time with my kids. I want to do more of that. I don't actually want to stop eating cake either. So there's that. I don't want to stop running my courses. I don't want to say I'm not running Publish and Thrive anymore. That's an important class to me. I spend a lot of time putting that together. It's changing people's lives. I love it. Can't let go of that. HB90, adding a new class this year with Your Path Forward. I still want to do live streams. I'm going to keep doing my membership. I want to add a membership for Heart Breathings. We have a new live event that I have now added to my plate, which many of you will hear about in just a little bit. I also am running a Kickstarter next year, at least one, potentially two. What else? Like I've mentioned before, it's there's things that I can't fully talk about, but it's like at any minute there could be announcements. So we're just waiting on some final contracts to get signed. So there's some of that. I've got new audiobooks that are coming out. Did I mention I'm going to Australia next year? I'm going to Australia, which is going to be an entire at least week, maybe two, because I really would like to get over to New Zealand. Hint, hint to Jess over there. Yeah, there's so much stuff and I want to do it all. But how do I take the plate that is already full and take myself? And thank you for this, Jennifer, but I'm doing it, right? I am doing it. So yes, but I also am painfully aware of the fact that I am doing it, but I'm also doing it very imperfectly, right? The books have not gone out yet. It's getting prepared. They have been here for about a week. We got the final boxes in Tuesday. I have the new swag. Just came in. I'm not going to show you guys the stickers because when you get your order, I want you to see it for the first time, but there's some like free stickers and stuff like that coming out. Bite off more than you can chew and then chew it. I love that. I've never heard that before, but I love it. I like having a full plate. I like being busy. I do not like the feeling of disappointing people when I can't follow through on it quite the way that I wanted, right? There have been like the planners got up today and they're great. And they're really the best version of the HB90 planner ever, but it's going up on December 6th. And there are people that are upset that it has taken this long for it to go up. And I want to be the person that gets it done on time and that gets it done with excitement. Like I fully thought in my brain that we would be reading A Mirror of Shadows by now because I would have finished it during November, and that all the Broken Chapter Society website on the back end and all the stuff that was mailing out would be out by now. And it's not. And that weighs on me and my energy as well. Plus, my house isn't as clean as it could be. And there's stuff. And I know we're never going to get to a point where we're perfect. But I do want to be Sarah, but better. And I feel like I struggle with this all the time of living between you're doing great, I love you, I'm proud of you, give yourself grace. Like I want to be that person. That's why I wore this hat today. But also I do want to continue to like move forward through life in an even better way than what I am now. I want more energy. I want to take better care of my health. I really want to read more and just get back to a place where I am filling my own well as much as possible. If you watched my planner lineup, you will know that even though I do still have a stack of planners that I'm going to be using, I have in some places taken 3 or 4 planners that I'm currently decorating with stickers and all of that and brought them down to one, which is going to be helpful to me because that will save me hours per week. I also had a conversation yesterday with someone who is potentially going to come in as a part-time project manager to help me out with some of the bigger projects that I have. It's an expensive person, but it's somebody that can come in and get it done, right? And I think I'm just going to have to start making those investments in myself because right now I am still doing too much myself. Hire a housekeeper, somebody said. Yeah, I need to hire a housekeeper and it's time. And that is another thing that I said to George, maybe that's what we do for our 15th anniversary is we hire someone to come out, clean the house every week or every other week. I forgot somebody did ask me, where's my necklace from? I got this from TJ Maxx, but it is from Coach and it's a gold cherry necklace from Coach. And it has like little, fake gemstones on it. I think it said it was normally like $97 and I think I got it for $15. So love it. I'm loving it. This is my new thing I'm wearing. Thank you so much, Shepherd's Daughter. This is so sweet. Sarah, I'm in my delegation era. I do think that clean the crystal anniversary. I like it, Lizzie. That's perfect. I think that the biggest things holding me back are, number one, feeling like for some reason I have to do it all myself in order to be worthy of the result of it. And I'm going to be working to let go of that and to start saying, yes, I need more help. Outsourcing is hard, especially when it's something like, but I could save the money and do it myself. Yes. And so often I outsource stuff and it's done poorly. And then I'm down to the last wire and I still end up having to do it myself because of a high standard. And that has also been historically difficult for me to do because I would have to get farther ahead so that I could find another person if it's not working out. So we're continuing to work through these processes. So I'm thinking through all of that, but the very specific steps that I'm going to be taking, and I wanted to share this with you in case you're really on the path here too, towards, I am also sick of my own BS. I also am trying to give myself grace, but I do want to have a better year in 2025. I feel like there is, you ever seen, what is that show where it's like Behind the Door? What is that show where it's like, choose door number 1? Let's Make a Deal. Is that the show? I used to, for a while back in my back in my days when I actually used to wait tables and stay up half the night watching stupid shows. One of my favorite shows to watch, or favorite channels to watch, was the Game Show Network. Yeah, it is Let's Make a Deal, right? They're like, choose, which one do you choose? I feel like I have made some big decisions this year about what door I choose for my future in terms of who I want to be and where my focus is going to be. And it has clarified and solidified a lot for me. And I feel like once I truly go all in on that door, like that path, it's going to open up and there's just going to be like Candyland behind it, like just a road paved with blessings and excitement and fun. And I want to be able to enjoy it. I don't want to be walking down that road going, oh my gosh, I'm so far behind on this and everybody's waiting for this. And I just want to be able to say, I'm right on time. I got this. We're good. And part of that also is cultivating this audience that we have had, like surrounding myself with those of you who love me and understand that I'm also imperfect, and that it's all going to be okay. But I feel like I cater way too much and worry way too much about the people that are upset with me, which is out of like 76,000 people, it's like 5 people. And I worry too much about what can I do to make sure nobody's mad, because that is my childhood, right? And instead start just being like, I started to stress about Broken Chapter Society because I was like, oh, I haven't gotten this stuff done and it's just taking me longer and I haven't made decisions about the bonus thing that's going in for founders and I got to order that. And it weighs on me to the point where my stomach starts to hurt or I can't sleep. And then I'm like remembering, wait a minute, Broken Chapter Society people are people that are all in with me. Like, you guys love me. It's okay. We had some great live stream time. We're going to have more great live streams time. Next month is hopefully the month that A Mirror of Shadows begins and all the blessings open up for us, but it just takes me longer. But it's going to be okay. Nobody's mad at me. Like, it's going to be okay. And I know partially it's letting go of that old limiting belief of waking up in the morning and being like, what did I do wrong this time? Right? Who here woke up in the mornings with a parent that was like already mad, slamming doors, sometimes woke up to your door opening up and somebody yelling at you? Like, that was every day of my life. And my sister suffers the same trauma that I do, of being almost going through PTSD in the mornings. Lori, I'm so sorry that you went through that. So I know there's going to be people like this. It's like waking up in a household where you wake up from sleep and you don't know if this day is going to be the day that you're going to get burned with a cigarette again, or whatever. It's just like, oh, it's so traumatic. And I feel guilty when you nap. Yeah, it can be hard. And it's like, you know what? I'm done with that. I want to cut those cords. I'm going to be doing some rituals here in December, and I'm going to share some of that in the Manifest Your Best Year course, which is going to get updated in a couple of weeks. Probably starting next weekend, it'll start getting updated. Broken Chapter Society. Where did that question go? What is Broken Chapter Society? Broken Chapter Society is my membership here on YouTube. So if you see people that have the little B by their name when they're talking, that they are part of my membership. So there's 3 tiers that you can join. So if you click on membership or join now, beside my subscribe button, you can read more about it, but it's going to get better and better and better. Right now, it's just, we're getting off to a slow start, but a fun start. It's getting better and better. Yeah, it is PTSD and it is difficult. And I am ready to cut those cords and to stop using that as an excuse for myself and to cultivate. I have made some good strides in trying to make my mornings a little bit better, but this past couple of weeks has been difficult because with Evie being sick, she's been up 3 and 4 times a night. So I'm not sleeping as much as I want. And I'm waking up to a child coughing in my face 3 times a night. And it's just been more difficult, but I know I'm going to get to better place with peaceful mornings. And I feel like one of the steps that I'm going to talk to you about, it's like, we have 14 minutes left, Sarah, get to the steps. One of the steps I'm going to get to is redoing my morning routines to make sure that they're as joyful and peaceful as possible and as good energy as possible. And so I have some things I'm going to be doing for that. So step number 1 that I'm going to be doing is clear the decks. That is kind of the first piece of it. Clear the decks is let me get everything off my plate that people are waiting on. So today the planners went up. Woohoo! Tomorrow, plan your writing year live stream. Done. Amazing. Workbook is already ready. If you are on my Heart Breathing's newsletter list, you can go into the resource library, grab the planner, print it out, be ready for tomorrow. That stuff's done. Checking it off. Today we just set up everything. You can see I've got my scale here. We just set up everything to start sending out books. So the first big order of books will go out tomorrow. The next set of them will go out on Monday. I hired my babysitter to come hours early tomorrow so that she can help me get everything mailed out. And so sorry, but first sets of books are going out over the next week. Most of the books will go out. I will say, just for perspective though, there's hundreds of orders and it takes me like 10 to 15 minutes per order at the least. So it does take, like, I had a note in my 5-year planner from last year that I hired someone to come over and we did some of the biggest orders, and we still only got 15 orders done in like 8 hours. So it does take a lot of time, but I'm going to be putting my time in it, and I'm just going to like turn on fun music and practice gratitude, because every signature that you guys get is going to be filled with my joy. And that's why I didn't touch it when I was sick, because I was like, I am so grateful to sign every order, and I'm going to like just hold each book and just be like, I love you. Thank you so much for ordering this book as I sign it. So just know when you get it, it's just going to be filled with so much good energy. So the first thing I'm doing is clearing the decks, getting those things done that have been trying to get done throughout the year. George said, we don't have cash to pay the babysitter. So I was like going to look for my debit card. It's expired. I never use my debit card. I'm always using my credit card. So I didn't even know it's expired. I have no way to get cash. I can't order a new card online on my bank because they will not let me update my address to Texas online on the banking website, which drives me crazy. So I have to physically go in, and it has been 3 years that I have not gone in to update my address on my personal bank account because it's a pain in my butt. There's not one in my town. I'm angry about it. Oh, I could do something like that too. I feel like I want to just change banks entirely. But it's like there's things like that that have been on my plate for a while that are like eat the frog kind of things. Yes, I am doing a video of it. I've already started recording it. You're going to see it. So stupid things that weigh on me of like, why are you so dumb that you haven't just done this, right? Like, just do it. Venmo is a good idea. I love that. I'll just pay her through Venmo or Cash App. Clear the decks. I have a list. I have a bunch of stuff to get done, and it's getting done. Bunch of stuff already done, getting more done. So make a list of like, what are the eat the frog things that would feel so good to have done by January 1st? Get them done. Second piece of my list is review. Yearly review is so stinking important. I always post a Heart Breathing's HB90 kind of review in the group, or if you have the yearly planner, you have the yearly review in there, but I'm going to post the yearly review for everybody this upcoming week too. We're going to be doing a lot of review, a lot of future casting in my courses coming up next weekend. If you don't have a review process, even just taking out your journal and thinking through some simple questions like, what was I proud of this year? What didn't work out the way that I thought? How many frogs are you supposed to eat in a day? Listen, I have been just eating frogs all day long. We're just eating frogs because I'm just getting stuff done. So eat as many frogs as you can stomach. I call them eat the Brussels sprouts. Listen, I am obsessed with Brussels sprouts. I must have some kind of deficiency in my body that makes me crave Brussels sprouts. So we're going out to eat tonight, and I wish there was a place here in my town that had great Brussels sprouts, but there is a place in a town like 2 towns over. Maybe we'll go there for day 9. I don't know. It's so good. I crave them. Do it some kind of review. So I'm going to clear the decks, get as many tasks, like eat the frog kind of tasks done. I'm going to do a long review, like an entire couple of hours of going through what worked this year, what's not working. How can I make changes? What am I proud of? I have some big things too that I almost forgot happened this year. I had my single best ever day of income this year. I had my single best ever month of income this year. I'm proud of that. Like, oh my gosh, like stop and think about that. I had the most ever book orders that I've ever had this spooktacular. I started my membership after years of wanting to do this, and we have almost 700 members. I hit 75,000 subscribers on YouTube. Like, brag on yourself on your list of the things that you got done this year, and then turn, oh, you did too. Yay. Love to hear that. Love to hear that. And you hit 100K. Not that I'm jealous. It's fine. Just toot your own horn. And it doesn't have to be big milestones like 75K. It could be, you know what? I got up more often this year than I used to when I used to sleep all the time. It could be personal triumphs. It could be little things that might not mean something to someone else, but it's big to you. Give yourself credit for that stuff. Another one on my getting reset for 2025 list is clean and declutter. So this is a pretty big one. George and I always like to do a big donation in November. So we have already done, we've done financial donations as well as home donations, because we actually have a lot of really nice stuff. And I feel like this is the perfect time to make sure that stuff gets out to other households that could really use it. So we do a lot of that, but we want to do one more sweep of the house of stuff that we aren't using and get the nicest stuff that we have that we want to pass on to other families. Cleaning and decluttering doesn't just mean house. It also means the car, and it also means digital declutter. Going through my Instagram and accounts that just annoy the crap out of me, I'm unfollowing. People on Facebook that just talk about nothing but stuff I just get annoyed at, or people that are just complaining all the time. Like, I'm just getting rid of it. Like, I love you, but I'm sorry. I'm going to snooze you for the next 6 months. I don't know. Like on Facebook, you know how you can like not unfriend someone, but unfollow. I am doing a lot of that these days because I'm like, I don't want them to know I unfriended them. And maybe someday I will look for them again. But for now, unfollow, because I just can't take it anymore. Digital declutter also means going through my Google Drive, going through my phone, restaging my computers. I also have purchased for Black Friday, one of my big deals was like a 10 terabyte external hard drive. And I'm going to be moving all my YouTube videos over to that I've been keeping forever, that are keeping my, my computer running more slowly. I'm getting rid of all that. It's going to be great. Over 100 books for this order. This order was I have almost 800 books, which is incredible. And if you combine that with last year's books, I have over 1,000 books to sign this next week, which I thought is a lot. And then I watched V.E. Schwab's video, and she just signed 30,000 books. So, you know, we all have room to grow. But yeah, physical and digital decluttering is going to be super important for me. And I like to do that while I'm listening to personal growth podcasts, meditation, happy music. Does anybody do Spotify and you got a Spotify Wrapped? I love that every year. It's so much fun. My first, or my number one artist, of course, was Taylor Swift. And they're like, you're in the top 4% of Taylor Swift listeners. And then she came on screen and said, thank you for being one of my top fans. And I had to take a screenshot because I'm like, Taylor Swift sent me a message, like me and thousands of other people, but it's very cool. So getting out that music that I like to listen to, the stuff that is Spotify Wrap just shows me I haven't changed since high school. I love it. That's so fun. My top podcasts, of course, were all like horror podcasts, like Lights Out, The Exorcist Files, Spooked, you know. Oh, you got Hosier. Very cool. Okay. Oh, look, Joshy Curran just said the same thing. Still listening to music from high school. That's so fun. Oh, Apple does it too. Yay, that's cool. Taylor Swift was probably everyone's top 2%, and you don't seek out her music. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I seek out her music, and I was only in the 4%. So you gotta be listening there somewhere. Okay. Another big thing that I do, of course, is visioning. This is a big part of my life. Those of you that have joined my New Year bundle, or if you've joined Manifest Your Best Year, which again has not been updated yet, it's coming. I promise. It's on the get things done, clear the deck list. We've got updates to that coming. But a lot of visioning, and that for me involves quiet time, sitting out on the back porch, unless it's 32 degrees like it was this morning, and just thinking about what I want my life to be like. And I feel like the older I get, the more clarifying that becomes, like the more it just really makes a big difference to think through who I want to be in the world. And it allows me to get rid of some of that past trauma of just being like, you know what, I'm not that person anymore. I'm not that little girl. Nobody has that kind of power over me anymore. Like somebody came waking me up in the morning, yelling at me ugly stuff anymore, I would not live there anymore. And I have that power to do that. And it's like, okay, admitting and envisioning my future, not living out of my past anymore. And I am ready for that. I'm excited for that. It's not going to be easy, but I'm ready. Scripting. So we talked about scripting your days. Have you tried scripting out what you want next year? That can be a powerful exercise too. We're going to talk more about that in Manifest Your Best Year. We'll probably talk more about it here on this channel, but really sit down and script out a letter, like a diary entry from December 6th, 2025. Sit down this afternoon. Scripting is the process of basically journaling from your future. So scripting out is kind of like writing a letter or a day in the life journal kind of entry from the future, as if it's December 6th, 2025. And you would write down and say, as if you're writing a script of your life, like you're deciding how it's going to be. So you could sit down and say, wow, it's a full year since Sarah did that amazing live stream that changed my life. Ding. And just be like, here's all the things I accomplished in 2025. I had my best income ever. We went on all these trips. I had the best time. My health is better than ever. And just really going through and not explaining, but writing out your life as if it already is the way you want it to be. Sometimes that can be super powerful because you'll discover things that your subconscious mind will bring up that you didn't even know you wanted or capable of. And then you can go back and read it this time next year and be like, wow, look how much stuff actually became amazing. Like, look how much of that actually came true. So I will do some scripting for 2025 plans. And then I do New Year's Eve rituals. So all of those are detailed out in the Manifest Your Best Year class, but sorry, my voice just keeps getting froggy, just still pneumonia junk clearing out. But things like writing a check to myself for December 31st, 2025 of how much money I want to make next year. This is very powerful. Like, this works for me super well. Sometimes it actually takes me 2 years to raise my income to the point of the check, but it I keep raising it to what I wanted. And at this point, it's 5 times higher than the first time I did a check. So we're going to keep going. It's my frog voice. It's my eat the frog voice. I love it. Then another manifesting ritual for me is basically pulling out a candle and doing a lot of journaling about this past year. So some of that review stuff and thinking about next year, those kind of things. And then one of the other big things that I do before we go is I will write out and create for myself new rituals. And like I said, the morning ritual is one of the biggest pieces of it for me because mornings have just been difficult for me most of my life. So actually going through and saying, what do I want my mornings to look like? But also what's sustainable? And sometimes I create what I call a game board strategy, which is basically like the idea of here's where I want to be a year from now, and then back myself up to this point, because I'm not going to wake up January 1st and have the perfect morning routine, right? So I'm going to say by this time next year, I want to be waking up with better energy. I want to have a music playlist that plays automatically that I really love, like curated music that is so fun. I want to work out every morning. I want to read every morning. I want to meditate every morning. Let's say I want to do all of that. Instead of waking up January 1st and having a routine that involves all of that stuff, I'm going to work my way up to it. So January 1st might be, okay, we're going to start with that playlist of music, and I'm going to wake up this year. I'm going to try to wake up at exactly the same time every day because that has been shown to be better for your mental health. So I'm going to say 6:30 a.m. is my wake up time for the first 6 months. And then the second 6 months, I'm going to try to wake up at 6:15 in the morning. So it's like stacking the things you want to do. So first it might be the morning wake up, then it'll be the morning wake up and the musical playlist that I'm going to spend time with. Then month 3, I'm going to add on the meditation. Month 6, I'm going to add on the working out. So it's just one of those things where you can continue to add things to your list, but having those dominoes already determined can be more motivational than just saying, I don't know, I'm going to start here and eventually I'll start adding stuff. For me, it really helps to say, these are the 10 things I'm going to add because it feels like that achievement. And again, if you haven't watched Joshi Corinne's video on she's gamifying her life in 2025, it's really, really good. It's very in-depth. I feel like I need to watch it like 6 times to understand the system, but it's really fun. It's this idea of basically being like, I'm going to add and try to get better at the things I want to really do for my own self-care throughout the year. And I'm going to reward myself along the way. And I'm going to keep track and like level up just like a game like an RPG game. Super, super fun video. But kind of start thinking about what routines do you want to put in place for 2025 and designing your life in that way, because we have so much power and we give our power away to so many other things all day, every day. But the truth is we have so much power over our own lives and what we choose to do, how we choose to react to things, how we choose to behave, where we choose to spend our time and our money. And sometimes that can feel like pressure because it's like, oh, I should be choosing all the best things. So I don't mean it in a way of like put a lot of pressure on yourself to be perfect, but also taking your power back in 2025 and saying, okay, I am no longer going to let a negative comment on YouTube ruin my whole day. I'm not going to do it anymore. I am no longer going to read forums where they're being mean to me. I am no longer going to follow people that don't I follow people I don't agree with. I've got no problem with that, but I'm not going to follow people that actively make me feel bad or angry. Like, I'm just not going to do that. So like curating my digital places, curating where I'm really spending my money, maybe just making routines and decisions that really that are really more aligned with where I want to go. So those are my steps. Clear the decks, eat the frogs. 2, do a review. And yes, Manifest Your Best Year has a workbook that has journaling pages on the review. But like I said, just give me like a week because right now I'm clearing other things off the deck, but it's on the list and I'm going to be updating that class and I'm going to be updating the workbook and stuff that goes with it. So if you want to join, the link I think is down below in the description and you can get a lot out of it, but just be aware that I say like, write your letter to 2023 and it's going to change. Some of that stuff will change. Clear the decks, eat the frogs, right? Do your review and figure out really like an eagle eye view of where you are now versus where you want to be. Give yourself credit for how far you've come. Do a clean and declutter of all the things that starting the new year with a just clean slate, right? The house is clean, the sheets are clean. I cleaned, like, my front porch is a big mess because we had these birds and it just it needs to be cleaned out. So just getting that done. Sorry, eat the frog is just a concept. I'm not sure who came up with it. There's a book about it. It's a concept of like, just do the thing you don't want to do. Like, do the fast thing you don't want to do. It's something you've been avoiding. Just get over it and get it done. Yay, welcome, Jody. Okay. When's the best time to manifest your best year? Like, it is literally this month, anytime. I do a lot of rituals leading right around and up to the actual new year because I personally feel like that has just like personal energy to it. And we're probably going to do some stuff in the Broken Chapter Society on New Year's Eve and stuff like that. So come join us. So do some vision work. Think about who you want to be. Script a letter of where you want to be this time, 2025. Write yourself a check for how much you want to earn, or alternately, if you don't have like an amount you want to earn because you're not an entrepreneur or whatever, then write yourself a check for a vacation you want to take or a thing you want to buy. Like, write a check for that Prada bag and then see if you can manifest that into your life, and then set up routines and rituals that are really going to start you off on the right foot next year. That's what I'm doing to change my life and reset myself for 2025. And I will be recording the process of this in a series of videos on YouTube that will be coming out between this year or this next week and the beginning of the year. You don't have to have a checkbook. Literally just Google check from the universe, like magic check from the universe, and then print it out. You will find them. There's a check in the Manifest Your Best Year class too. If you have the goals planner only, there's a yearly review in there too. Absolutely true. And I will be posting the yearly review to everybody as well, just for free. So that is coming as well. And we'll talk a little bit about that tomorrow too. So eat the frog doesn't work for my neurodivergent brain. I sit in front of the frog, get anxiety, and get nothing done at all. So figure out what works. I understand that that's not true for everybody, but sometimes it can be a reward. It can be a competition. It can be a checkbox. Like, there's sometimes strange things that you wouldn't have guessed that will make you get it done. If you can't eat the frog, eat the ice cream, which actually is not bad advice. And it's the Ali Abdul question of, if this were fun, what would that look like? So instead of thinking, oh, eat the frog, I don't want to do it, just think, if this were fun, what would that look like? And so for me, going to the bank, if this were fun, what would it look like? Okay, well, let me plan a day where I get to go sit at Barnes & Noble and I get to go to a coffee shop, and then I just casually stop by the bank. Like, let's make it fun. Let's make a day of it. Let's go out, George, and go shopping for Christmas gifts for the kids. And then we just stop by the bank and get that support person, have George go with me. So it's not just me going to the bank by myself, like I've just been avoiding, and just get it done. That might not work for you either, but just kind of thinking through those things. So we did get some of the questions. We didn't get to all of the questions. I'm going to answer just a couple more since y'all are still sitting here with me. Maybe I could get to all of them, but I don't think so. Laura said, I'm interested in vlogging, but so far I've only dipped my toes, haven't edited or uploading, but I'm inspired by your vlogs. Do you have any advice for a newbie starting out? I would say, for a newbie starting out, write down a list of the things that you want to include in your vlog, because otherwise, if you start just recording random stuff, like I'm going to do a day in the life, and you just start recording a bunch of stuff, you're going to end up with a lot of footage to edit that doesn't feel like it tells a story. So my vlogs have gotten better once I finally sat down and said, okay, what is today's vlog going to look like? And then I would write down a checklist of the type of content I want to get. Okay, I want to get a content of me at the bookstore. I want to get a little bit of like, let's go to Panera today. That would be a really fun thing to do. And then I have less footage, but it's easier to edit. That's one of my big ones. And don't be worried about how you look. When you start editing yourself on a vlog, you're going to be like, am I really that? Do I look like that? But the truth is, you look amazing, and don't worry about your own self-judgments. Okay. I think that's basically all we got. We're only at 110. So, oh my gosh, you have one more row on the Christmas tree and then the top. I'm not going to make it, Kelly. We're not going to make it. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. I hope this was fun. Let's do some research. And let's get ourselves together. It's like, I know there's nobody that is really going to be able, well, I shouldn't say nobody. There might be somebody. Most of us are not going to just wake up January 1st and be like, oh, everything I wanted to get done, the exact person I wanted to be is here. But if you zoom out further, I bet you can already see ways that the you sitting here right now is already like the 3.0 version of you from who you were 10 years ago or 15 years ago. It's like, if I think about the me that was married to the previous person before I even met George, and like the things I did with my life and the choices I made, like, I have grown as a person. And it's not necessarily a like better me, because I loved myself then, and that version of me deserves love. And she was doing the best that she could. But at the same time, I have grown into more of the person I want to be now. And it has taken some time. There might not always be as much shift between December 2024 and December 2023, but the shift from December 2015 to December 2023 is like you unrecognizable. I didn't even have YouTube channels in 2015, and it has changed my whole life. It's like, if you zoom out, you can see all the ways that you have already improved your life in big ways. And sometimes we want that quantum leap year where we're going to really make big shifts and we're going to make changes. And sometimes we have those years. I feel like it's going to be that kind of year for me in 2025. It's a devil year for me, which we'll talk about in a future video, because we're running out of time, or we're 11 minutes over. I feel like we're just going to end up with an hour and a half coffee chats. But anyway, it's so much the 7-year cycle. I am at the end and the beginning of a new cycle, and I can feel the energy of that. And I think that's why I'm so excited for this. So more coming on coffee chats. I am planning to continue coffee chats all the way through the new year. It's just January 3rd or whatever that next one is. I will be in North Carolina, so we will miss that one, but we'll have Friday coffee chats, I believe, every Friday until the new year. So let's settling in for a 4-hour coffee chat. If you love spending time with me, come hang out in the New Year bundle, because I'm going to be live for 2 hours every single day, like not next week, but the week after. It's going to be madness how much we're going to be live together. It's going to be amazing. All the good energy. I am using that time. I decided to do 2-hour live streams during HB90 Bootcamp this round, which all alumni can attend as well, because I want to use that time to get serious about my own plan. So if you want to join us, it's coming up. All right, you guys, I super love you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have an amazing time. And some of you are going to start to get shipping notifications for your books. Finally, it's like, hallelujah. Finally, it's happening. All right, you guys, have an amazing weekend. And if you're in the Broken Chapter Society, come check and hang out in the membership tab, because I'm about to send you a kind of an invitation to come hang out with me in person. This is crazy. I can't believe I'm doing this. This is going to be wild. All right, you guys, I super love you. I will see you next time. Have an amazing weekend. Bye.